Why does the letter to the Hebrews refer to God's covenant with his people as old and obsolete? It's because Jeremiah spoke of a time when there would be a new covenant. When he said, "a new covenant," he has made the first obsolete. But whatever is becoming obsolete and growing old is ready to disappear. Hebrews 8:13. Behold, days are coming, says the Lord, and I will form a covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, a new covenant. Jeremiah 31:30. Why do the Jewish people disagree with this? It's because in Genesis, God described his covenant with Abraham and his offspring as everlasting. And I will establish my covenant between me and between you and between your seed after you throughout their generations as an everlasting covenant, to be to you for a God and to your seed after you. And I will give you and your seed after you the land of your sojournings, the entire land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be to them for a God. Genesis 17:7. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your very self, and to whom you said, I will multiply your seed like the stars of the heavens, and all this land which I said that I would give to your seed, they shall keep it as their possession forever. Exodus 32:13. If Genesis describes God's covenant with his people as everlasting, what did Jeremiah mean when he said new covenant? Jeremiah described a time when God's covenant with his people would not be broken, as in the days of Moses, a time when God's law would be in his people's midst and inscribed on their hearts, a future where all his people will know him and be forgiven of their iniquity. This is what he meant by a new covenant. Not like the covenant that I formed with their forefathers on the day I took them by the hand to take them out of the land of Egypt, that they broke my covenant, although I was a lord over them, says the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will form with the house of Israel after those days, says the Lord. I will place my law in their midst, and I will inscribe it on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And no longer shall one teach his neighbor, or shall one teach his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For they shall all know me, from their smallest to their greatest, says the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and their sin I will no longer remember. Jeremiah 31:31 through 33. The Lord said to Moses, Inscribe these words for yourself, for according to these words I have formed a covenant with you and with Israel. He was there with the Lord for 40 days and 40 nights. He ate no bread and drank no water, and he inscribed upon the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. Exodus 34:27 through 28.